What's in for the bun?
Wait, before you start that.
Hello, 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 hello.
Before you start that, why don't you just finish the pasta first?
The pasta is finished and it's ready. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Sua's Kitchen. Are we ready to go? So guys, today we're gonna do a little bit different. We're gonna change up things. So today I'm cooking what my family wants, not what I prepare. So it's not my menu, it's my family's menu, what they like and what they want. So what we're doing today, I already made the boys some pasta with Alfredo sauce. That's done. I'm making some rundown, and we're gonna have the rundown with candy yam, sweet potato. We call it sweet potato, but here they call it candy yam roti. So I'm gonna make some roti, and we're gonna have it with rundown, coconut rundown, Jamaica style coconut rundown. Babes, do you wanna come over and show them? I already started, because you know it takes time to cook and I don't want to be here forever. So here it is. I already started it and it's coming down nicely. So we're just gonna let this sit and boil. You know normally how we make coconut rundown. For those that have never seen coconut rundown before, we just the coconut milk and we cook it until it becomes a custard. So right now it's boiling down. So I'm going to let that stay on the stove and boil. And we're going to make some banana bread in the interim. And then I'm going to roll up me some sweet potato roti.
Hello, Sean.
Hi, Sean. Welcome
Sean.
to Sua's Kitchen. So here I have the bananas.
Margaret.
Hi, Margaret. I'm adding my sugar. So, you know, we just had Thanksgiving, so we had a lot to eat. So we're going to go slow today. We're going to go light. So I made, off camera, I did the pasta already. And now I'm just doing the banana bread. So I just put in my egg replacer, coconut oil, a cup of coconut oil. I'm making double. Everything I do is double, so you could just, if you want to make just one bread, you just divide it. Here I have my flour, my 4 cups of flour, and here I have my baking powder, baking soda, cinnamon, nutmeg, and a little salt, a tablespoon baking powder, a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of powder, cinnamon, and nutmeg. So guys, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving and you didn't overeat. And for those that are in a country where there's no Thanksgiving, where there wasn't Thanksgiving, I hope you also had a great week.
Marcia Grace, hello.
Hi Marcia, how are you? Welcome to Sua's Kitchen. And for those that...
Nika Bryan's a present teacher.
Alright, me mark your present. Good student. He's a very good student. I'm going to give you an A. Alright, so we're just going to mix this in. So normally, guys, when you're doing any kind of ingredients like this one, you combine all the wet ingredients together and then you add it to the dry. If you're new with baking, what you can do is you could add a little flour at a time and then you go slow. Or you could just pour everything in and just cut and fold.
Shauna Davis, hi, cuz.
Hi, Shauna. Shauna K. How are you, beautiful? Welcome. Guys, if you're not yet subscribed to the YouTube channel, I'm going to ask you to do so. Please go over. Someone wanted the spelling, so it's Sewell. It's S-U-W-E-L-L. So that's Sewell. S-U-W-E-L-L. So you could go over and you could subscribe. I'm telling you, the coconut rundown is coming nice. So we gotta eyeball it. So I'm just gonna mix. I have a lot of chunky piece of, I don't know if you can see, bananas. I didn't crush it all the way out. I want those chunks in there. So I didn't crush it or mash it or whatever you call it all the way out, because I want that in there. So guys, that's all. Look how easy was that. You just put your ingredients together, come mix, and voila. Easy, easy. 1, 2, 3. Lemon squeezy. I'm gonna wash my hands. So guys, I'm gonna make some potato roti, and I'm telling you, I'm tasting them already. They're real good. When I started, I'm gonna tell you what I did. I already greased my pans, put them to the side. I'm trying to get at least 3 from this batch. I hope I'm not pushing it. I'm give Sean, I'm gonna give your cousin the small one. So here we are. So all it was banana, a little 3 to 4 cups of banana. If you like it nice and a lot of bananas in there, I had a cup of oil, a cup and a half of sugar, 4 cups of flour. I had baking powder, a tablespoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of baking soda, teaspoon of a little salt, some nutmeg, and some cinnamon, and that was it. So now I'm just gonna put it in the oven. The oven is already preheated at 3. You know what, guys? I did a boo-boo here. I did some fruit cake, and I left my steamer in. I normally steam my cakes, and I left my steamer in. I'm gonna take that out. It's a busy kitchen, busy kitchen. So we're gonna leave that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start building the flavor for my rundown. So what I'm gonna do is, at this point, I'm just gonna add some onions. I just a little onion just to keep it nice. I'm just gonna add not a lot, just a little. I'm gonna dice it real well.
Sean is coming for my food cake.
Yes. Come. I have too much and I'm eating too much as it is. I don't know how to make small batch of nothing, so therefore I made a lot for Thanksgiving. So I have a lot. Okay. So guys, when you're making rundown, the secret to rundown is a lot of people. You wanna come over? I just wanna tell them a little bit about the rundown. The secret to the rundown is you gotta watch it. You can't just put it on the stove and leave it. You have to watch it. So you can see where it started. This is when I put it on before I came on live. This was where it started. And it boiled all the way down to this. It's still not at the place where we need to really give it a full season. I normally do this because when I do layers of onion, it gives it a really amazing flavor. So there is where we are. We have another couple minutes to go before we can start putting all the seasoning for it to get custardy. So you have to do it at least an hour. It takes from start to finish. So we're just gonna let that stay where it is and simmer. I'm actually gonna move it over. This pot, if you're interested in knowing what is in this pot is just some pasta I made for my boys. They wanted just pasta. They're not Jamaican, so they don't want to run down, mister. I'm just going to move this over because I'm going to put my other pot here. My pot for my... Are we going to make our roti in? In here, I'm going to pour some oil. So if you're just joining and you're wondering what we're making, I just put in the oven some banana bread that we're going to have. And we're making roti. Where's my flour? I can't find my flour. We're making roti with rundown. I was gonna make dumplings, but the roti is just as good as the dumplings. Gonna go easy today, light and easy today. Here we are. We're just gonna sprinkle our flour on our surface. Guys, you're gonna need a pin. If you don't have this, you can use wine buckle or, you know, stuff like that. So I'm gonna take this out so you can see it. So what I did with this, so I used the candy yam / potato. So what I did, I had 3 cups of flour to 4 candy yam, and I cooked the yam. I cooked the candy yam, and I make it. What I did, I had a teaspoon of salt with a tablespoon of baking powder, and I knead them into each other. Nice, just take your time. But the secret is you have to knead it when the potato is warm, not when it's cold. You want to do it while it's warm. And then I just leave it on top of the counter for it to get nice and soft, for the baking powder to activate and the natural yeast in the flour. You just want to feel how soft it is. I'm trying to make them not too big, not too small. So when we do this, we kind of divide it up, put it to the side. So guys, this and the rundown is so good. I don't know if we're going to do all of it here. We might, because we have the time. So have any of you guys ever made rundown? How is it? Tell me about your rundown. So my rundown is not going to have saltfish or, what's the other thing they put in there?
Salt mackerel.
Salt mackerel, or whatever you put in yours when you make it. Or if you have never made it, in Jamaica we normally make it with bacala, what's the name? Saltfish, but here they call it another name, bacala, whatever. So I make mine just with veg, because I try not to, you know, do too much saltfish or stuff like that.
Alternative is there for someone like me who don't eat sweet potatoes?
Okay, so you can use Irish potato or regular potatoes, or what you could use plantains. Anything that is starch, you can use plantains. Plantain is also good. You can use ripe or green plantains. Just cook it. Regular potatoes, and I'm thinking what else you could use. You could use any starch. You can even use green banana if you want. You just have to make sure you know what, this is too small. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna turn my stove down and I'm gonna check on my rundown. Okay, B. Oh, sorry. So guys, look at the difference. You see the difference? So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna turn the stove down a little, because it's kind of going faster than I thought it would be. I probably should have started before. So you see how it's getting thick? It's getting nice and thick. It's coming. So I'm gonna turn the stove down a little, because I want to make at least 2 or 3 rotis before. So we're gonna turn that down also, and we're gonna roll. So you don't have to get it perfect. It doesn't have to be round and perfect, as long as you roll it thin enough. So you roll, you flip. You don't need to press on it. Just take your time and smooth along. When you press on it, you're going to make it stick on the countertop. So don't press. Just take your time. You see how pretty that look, guys? And you don't want to overflower it either. That's good. That's thin enough. We don't want it any much more thinner than that. So all I'm going to do now, guys, I'm just going to put it in the pot. I turn it down. I'm just going to use just a little oil and just oil the top. B, you wanna come? So just oil the top a little, lightly, not watery, just a little, brush it on. And if you notice, once the heat starts, you notice it start to bubble up. You see all those little bubbles, those things? You want to see that when you're doing yours. You want to get those little bubbles. All right, we're going to leave it and we're going to roll one more in the meantime. But you got to watch it. We got to watch it. We can't let it sit too long by itself on that side because then it's going to burn. We don't eat burn food. We don't burn food over here. We make food nice. All right, so I'm going to flip this. Give it about, you know, a few minutes and then you just flip it. You don't want to wait too long to flip it and you don't want to flip it too early. You got to feel it. You got to feel it, feel it, feel it. So here is our bowl we're going to use. So what we do, we're going to put a tea towel in the bottom. And we're going to put a next towel here because we want to keep it nice and hot. And then this is the one we're going to use to cover. Okay, guys? So almost ready. I want to finish this one. Do you guys have any question? Any question about the rundown? Because I know rundown is something that a lot of people like, but it's kind of hard for them to make. Do you have any question about it? I might be able to answer. And you know, the secret to it, guys, the real secret to rundown is the coconut. When you're doing your coconut milk, fresh coconut, when you're doing your, so here it is, we drop it in, and we're gonna cover it. We wanna keep it hot. When you're doing your coconut milk, you gotta do it, you gotta juice the coconut, you gotta juice it with hot water, no cold water. You use hot water. If you're blending it, you got to blend it in hot water. What it does, it releases the oil that you need to bring it to bring up that custard. So you cannot use cold water with the coconut. You got to use hot water. That's the secret. All right, come now, love. Now I'm going to take a break from the potato and I'm going to season this. Are we seeing this? Look at this. I probably need a different spoon because it's going through the spoon. So this now I'm going to season this. I'm going to take a break from the potatoes. I'm going to wash my hands. So all I use in this is, I use some scallion. Let me turn it down a little bit more. I just use scallions. Onion, tomato. Tomato is a must because tomato is what give it that nice pinkish reddish look. You could just use cherry tomatoes. Thyme, scallion. Guys, if you're just joining and you wonder what's going on, we're making rundown. And if you don't know what rundown is coconut milk that we cook all the way till it becomes a custard. We're going to put this in here. We're going to come back to that. I'm going to turn this off. But I want to, when you're making rundown, you have to be vigilant with it. You can't let it sit around because then it's going to become oil. And we don't want oil. We want that custard that's in there. It takes a while, and what I did was I started it before I came on, but I think I waited too long, or I started it too early. It's my bad, but it's good because at least you didn't have to sit through the whole process of it. So what this is sweet pepper. I had a lot. I didn't want it to go bad, so I froze it. I put it to freeze. I don't throw away anything. I save everything. So if you have a lot of sweet peppers and you don't want it to go bad, you could always dice it and freeze it. It's good. Just the same. We put our onions. I'm gonna put my scallion. I put my scallion already. Now I'm gonna put my thyme. And when we're finished, we're gonna take out some of these things. So don't worry about the size of them. Like the scallions and stuff, if you wanna eat it, it's fine. If you don't want, we just take them out. You don't have to use cherry tomatoes. You could use whichever tomato you have. I have a lot of this kind of tomato, so I'm using this. And this kind of meal is good after Thanksgiving because we have a lot of potatoes left over. We have a lot of tomatoes. I always have coconut because I use a lot of coconut. If you made rice and peas, you had coconut left over. So, you know, we have a lot of leftovers from Thanksgiving. So we don't have to make a big meal every day or every Sunday. I'm just breaking up my... So guys, you know why I decided to use this sweet pepper? I want to show you guys something that if you have something in your fridge and you think it's gonna go bad because you had bought it a long time at the store and you didn't use it, you don't have to toss it. Dice it up the way you would put it in your food and just put it in the freezer and it's still good. See? This one is a little over frozen because I used some of it and I didn't put it back right away, so it's like that. So this is what the rundown looks like. So now it's gonna cook. All the tomatoes and everything's gonna cook down in this, and now it's gonna build more oil. Then I'm gonna add a pinch of salt, 2 pinch, because I like when it's salty because I do not use saltfish in there. But if you're putting saltfish or mackerel or whatever you choose, you don't have to put the same amount of salt. I'm putting a little mixed spice. Just season it up real nice. Some black pepper, or you could put regular pepper, whichever one of your choice. I'm going to put a little garlic powder. Not a lot, just a little. And I'm going to turn the stove back on medium because we want it to come back to a boil. So I put it on medium. I'm just pressing the tomatoes. I want to get that nice juice from it. So we put it on medium and we're going to let it stay here. I'm going to taste it. Wow, it's good. Alright, we're going to let it stay here and make the tomato and onion and stuff cook a little bit. There it is, guys. So we're going to go back to our roti. So that's what it looks. What it looks like. So when you're making the roti, it's good to have paper towel to kind of keep the pot clean because of the flour. You have the dust from the flour in the pot, and once it gets hot, it kind of burns. So just make sure this is covered. So guys, the thing that happened with me and the rundown is I started it before I came on because rundown is not something that cooks very quick. It takes a little while for it to boil down. So I had started it before we came on. So that's why it seems so quick, but it's not that quick. And when you're doing the coconut, the secret to the coconut is the hot water, and do not use too much water. Do not make it too watery. You don't want water, you want milk. So if you put too much water in there, and when I say too much water, I mean like one coconut, you don't need to fill a whole blender of water. Depending on the size. If it's a big coconut, you could use 8 cups of water. If it's not, you could use 6 cups. Because you want it to taste good. And if it's water, it's going to take an hour up to an hour and a half more to boil down because it's going to be too much water. So what you do, the less water is the better. But then at the same time, you want to have enough water. It's a hard to this rundown thing. But you can do it. It's not hard. With practice and time. And, you know, if you grew up in the Caribbean, you know, most of us grew up learning how to cook that. That was like a big deal in Jamaica with dumpling. I wanted to make dumplings and bananas, but another time. The roti is also good because we have the potato in here and the flour. It's just like dumpling and same thing. Guys, it smells so good. I wish you could smell it. So there we have 2. I'm gonna have this one. Always try to knock some of the flour off so we don't get all of it in the pot. And just brush on a little oil, just a little. Don't overdo it. So we're gonna put this to the side and make another one in the interim. If you're just coming on, welcome to Sewell's Kitchen. And guys, Sewell is spelled S-U-W-E-L-L. Please go over to YouTube and subscribe. If you miss the Sunday live last week or the week before and you want to catch up, I post them on YouTube. You could go there and watch them. And I have other recipes over there that you could check out. I actually have this one that I'm posting tomorrow. I did it earlier with this, not this potato, but the other sweet potato. So you can use any sweet potato. You could use this one, the Jamaica kind that we like to make sweet potato pudding. Guys, you see all those bubbles that we just flipping over, and I'm gonna check on my rundown. Guys, it smells so good. I'm telling you, this is nice with some green banana. I might have to end up cook some green banana in the night here to eat with this thing. Let me turn the lights on. You get it? So there it is, guys. It's still cooking down. Still have a little water in there, so we're gonna let it cook for a little bit more. A little bit more. The oil is there, but because I don't know if you can see the oil, but the oil is there, we're gonna let that boil a little bit more. You see how the tomato and everything is getting soft and tender? Tastes good. Real good. Alright, let me turn this down. Okay. There is another one. How pretty this is. Get it in. Always remember to cover it, guys, because you want to keep it nice and hot. I'm going to wipe out from the first one, wipe out the excess flour. And just a little bit of oil and rub it over the pot. Not too much oil. Why are you laughing? What's funny?
Jennifer said, yo, I'm coming over.
Yo, ready for you. We're ready for you, my dear. And you come and make some banana, me and you and eat with the rundown. Alright, so we roll another one. We're almost finishing now, guys. It's the shortest live I'm gonna do in a long time. We're almost finished. As soon as the rundown is finished, I'm gonna say ta-ta, and I'll finish the rest of this off the camera. Oh, me forgot about the banana. I forgot about the banana bread. You know, see what I'm going here, I get all. So the banana bread have to be ready. So we'll spend the time and make this thing. Smells good, me I tell you. I wish me could share it with you guys. One of the time we are going to do something in the summertime, and whoever live nearby can come and we have a nice, amazing eat out or cook out. And we just do some great Caribbean type food. So if you're just joining and you want to know what's cooking, we're making candy yam, sweet potato roti with Jamaica, a Jamaican dish called coconut rundown.
Nico said,
And we have a banana bread that we're gonna eat for dessert. That we're gonna let that cool and have a slice with something. And we're gonna have a little sorrel wine. You know, it's that time of year when we start make up with sorrel wine. So that's what we're gonna have for dinner. With some Alfredo. One day I'm gonna show how I make that. That's pretty easy though. We did that before. I don't think we're gonna do any veggie today. Because we had so much for Thanksgiving, we're trying to cut down on the amount that we eat right now. We gotta cut down from the Thanksgiving. There it is again, guys. Ready to go in. I'm gonna put another one. Always remember to try to beat off some of the flour off of it. Oil it up.
Sean said we live far.
Me come visit you here. We would love to make another trip to see you. When we come visit you, we make it for you. Alright, love. Come now. Alright, guys. This is what we call rundown now. You see how there is no liquid in the bottom like water, only oil? I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Probably take it from this side, eh? You see it? Okay, good. You see, when you move it around like this, you're not supposed to see liquid, like watery liquid in the pot. It's supposed to just be all custard. So that's where the art of it is. If it's runny, if you move it like this and it's just running like real fast back, it's too watery. This is a little bit still watery, but not as. Excuse me. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna let it boil for another 2 minutes or 3 minutes, because when we move it like this, we want it to not get back so fast together. That's how I kind of use it. I'm gonna flip this this one here. So another 2 minutes and that's ready. So if you're just joining, we're making rundown, coconut rundown. I actually, delish. I actually started it before we came on the camera. So the first part of it, where it was just the milk, just pure milk, coconut milk. That part, you kind of missed that part. It takes a little time, so therefore I went ahead and I started it. So it's almost finished. So that's what's going on over in Sewell's kitchen today. And in the oven I have a banana bread stewing in the oven. That is going to be ready soon. It's nice. So it's nice and soft. What I do about here, put the camera please. About here, I have more than 6. What I do now, I just flip it. And then we just cover it and start more. Because we want to keep the consistency of the heat. So you got to remember to flip it ever so often. Because then you're going to have hot and cold and, you know.
No sound.
Huh? What happened?
No sound.
No sound. You know, turn up.
Turn up.
Sorry if you weren't hearing. So guys, we're going easy today. The only thing is we just celebrate Thanksgiving. We had a lot of food. You know, most of us didn't really travel to family and friends. We kind of stayed home. And of course, I do not know how to cook small amounts. I don't know. I try. Anytime I cook food and I make a little bit, it's spoiled for some reason. Because when I grew up with my brothers, my sisters, and a couple of my cousins lived with us. So I had to cook for probably about 9 or 10 of us. So I'm used to cooking for a lot of people, and it's just in me. I like to see a lot of food on the table. I just love it. Love to cook, love to see the food. So I had a lot of food over Thanksgiving. So we overeat. Alright, I'm gonna flip. Alright, this is done now. We're done. You wanna come and show the oil? I'm not gonna move it because I want them to see the oil. Guys, give me a hello if you see that oil. You see the oil on top? That's what we want. That's what you call a coconut rundown. Yep. See, now we're moving it and it's not running back. That's what we're talking about. So that's done. So I'm going to turn the stove off.
I better just open a restaurant.
So that's coconut rundown for you. Listen, guys. When we going to dip these things in that coconut rundown tonight, it's going to be hallelujah in our belly. So what did somebody say about the restaurant?
I was saying you need to open a restaurant.
Who?
Marsha.
Oh, I tell you, Marsha, it's a lot of work, restaurant, you know. Restaurant is a lot of work, my dear. One day, when I become an old lady, I mean, I have nothing to do, I guess. Alright, guys. I'm gonna peek at the banana bread. I know it's not ready, but I just want to, you know, look at it. I like to look at it. Make sure it's doing its thing. Okay, it's nicely raise up his head. Nice. We're gonna put the rundown in this that we can dip from this, but I'm gonna clean up. I have a few more to go. By the time we're done. Alright, guys.
Margaret said that they would laugh.
Margaret said what?
They would laugh.
She'll laugh because it will make it all.
Sean said that is looking good. Love the consistency of the rundown.
Oh, thank you. Yes, man. That's what we want when we're making the rundown. We don't want it to, if it's running too much, it needs to go down more. It shouldn't be running away from you. It should be nice and fluffy and have oil. If it's still running when you're turning it, that means it needs to boil some more. It hasn't boiled enough. If it's running away. Alright, we have what? One. I'm gonna double these. Make them bigger. I'm gonna make them a little bigger. I'm gonna double these. Okay. I'm gonna double this one. I'm gonna make it a little bigger. Because we have enough. We have enough. So we can double it. Okay, guys. So we're gonna finish up the roti and wait on the bread. The bread is almost ready. It's just browning up now. Getting a nice color. Don't let that happen when you're doing it. Remember to turn it in time so it don't stick. I know it's a holiday weekend, so I just want to thank you guys for coming on and spending the little time with me today. I'm trying to do a short video today so you can, you know, don't have to be big and long and all the time. Sometimes we can be, you know, small and moderate, right? So there it is. Guys, you see how easy this is? It's very easy. So all you do, you cook the potato. And if you're not using potato and you're using another kind of starch like banana or whatever, you still cook it, planting, right planting, make a nice one also. You just cook the right planting. And, you know, drain the water off. Make sure you get out most of the water because you don't want too much water in there. And you just crush it. You could, you know, put it through your food processor or just use your hand and mash it real fine. Because you want it nice and smooth. And then you just get the flour and you knead it in. Depending on how much you're using. You can start off with 2 cups of flour. And what you can do, if you don't know the measurement, what you can do, you can add as you go along. But don't use too much flour because you don't want it to, you know, to just taste like flour. You want to also taste whatever starch you're using. Right? And then you put a little baking powder in there so it's nice and soft. You don't want it tough. You want it nice and soft. Just a little baking powder. And once you knead it together, you let it rest in the pot. And then you roll. If you don't have a rolling pin, you can use, some kind of buckle. But when you're rolling, remember, do not press. Don't press down on it like this. Just lightly press and just, rub. If it doesn't come out like mine, round, it's fine. It doesn't have to be round. It can be long. It can be whatever shape. It doesn't matter. As long as it tastes good, that's what is important. It comes with practice. When I just started, I used to have some really crazy look, and it's still not perfect. So just, take your time and do what you gotta do.
Master, so what you putting on the roti?
What I'm what?
Putting on the roti.
All I do, I brush oil on there. Just a little olive oil or whatever oil you have. You just brush a little on there. Like this one, I'm gonna have to flip it again because it's a little thick. You just brush some oil on it. Or you can do melted butter.
And if I eat, should I ever eat with?
What am I going to eat? So I'm going to eat the rundown with it. So if you want a square kind of look, you can fold it. So what we're going to have with it is the rundown. The rundown is what we're going to break it and dip it into the rundown. I'm going to show you before I finish how we're going to do it. So instead of just like how you would eat, and sometimes what I do, I also make a curry stew, and we have it, but I didn't feel like a curry stew today. I had a lot of coconut, and then the cameraman wanted rundown, so we did rundown. See, it can take on any shape. All right, we're gonna clean up. This one I'm gonna flip twice. Just take like the big chunk out if you don't want to eat. I eat everything in my thing, so I don't normally take out my stuff. If you don't want to eat like the veggie or whatever, what you could do, you could blend it also. You could put it through the blender, the veg, and just pour it in there, and it just comes out pure without this guy smells so good. So I'm gonna put this here, even though it's a little messy. I'm gonna clean it up. So there is the rundown, and here is the roti. Look at the roti. Look how it tears. You see that, guys? It's nice and hot. And this is how we do it. You just pinch. We just pinch it. I had to do that. And that's it. And we have some nice drink. But I'm gonna set it up. I'm gonna clean up. We're still waiting on the banana bread anyway. So for those that just joined, we're making sweet potato roti, or otherwise known as candy yam. We just finished the rundown. It's on the counter. Probably move it away. Move it out the way. Let me cover this. We want to keep this nice and hot. I'm going to clean up a little, guys. I don't think I need any more flour. I'm going to put this away. The banana bread smells good. That's coming along. I'm going to flip this. Flip. So I have what, 3? I'm just gonna put them to the side and clean up. I'm gonna roll this one, put them to the side and clean up in the meantime, and set up. So what I'm saying with with this kind of roti, you could have it with anything. You can even, like, if you like bread and you want to have, like, you're having like a pasta type dinner, you could even do it with garlic. You could do it with plain. You can do this plain too, you know, without anything in there, just the flour by itself. And then what you could do, the way I'm brushing the oil on, you could do the oil with the garlic. You could crush the garlic in the oil, and you could brush on the garlic on the oil, and you could have that as a kind of flat garlic bread type. You could have with your pasta. You can do it that way also, because sometimes I make it without any potato or any kind of starch. I just do the flour by itself and just roll it, do it like this, and make it like into some type of a garlic bread. Or what you can do is add yeast to it and just put it in the oven and make a flatbread and put. So there we are. This is ready. I'm gonna take it out. I want to clean up this a little. And just, you know, clean up a surface, you know, wherever you have in your kitchen. You don't have to be a big space. I'm just doing it this because I have this space to spread out. But you don't have to, you don't have a big space to put it to the side. You can just do them one at a time. Do them small, one at a time. And just go along and do it. You don't need a big space to do it. You can do it in a small space. Just clean off somewhere on the countertop and do it. It doesn't take a big space to do it. You just do them one at a time. So you see how I have the oil here? If you want to do it into garlic, like a garlicky, you just break up the garlic in here. You could blend up the garlic with the olive oil. What you could do is put like 3 pieces of garlic in the olive oil. Depends on how garlic you want, with some basil. And just put it through the blender. Or, you know, whatever you use. And then you just rub it over it while you're doing it, and it comes out really nice. Nice kind of garlicky type bread. Just clean up as you go along. And guys, always remember to flip it on time. Don't wait too long. Don't let it burn. Because it cooks easily, because it's very thin. You roll it very thin, and that pot that I'm using is very hot. And if you don't have a pot like that, use whichever pot, any pot you have, as long as it's surface, you have a round surface, you can use it. Just, you know your pot and know the heat under it, and just balance. Try the first one, balance out the heat with the first one, the first 2 or the first one, and then with that you will learn the pot that you have and how much heat you need to have under it. Because some pot takes a lot of heat, some pot don't. So you gotta know, you gotta study your containers that you have. Alright, there we go. Let me try it now. Alright guys, here we are. I'm gonna set up. Let me get this out. Oops. I'm gonna clean up this other side now. Our banana bread is almost ready. That's what we're waiting on. Once that's done, we're done. Alright, Sean, this one is yours. This one. I'm gonna mail it to you. This big one is bigger than my pot. I'm gonna mail it as soon as it's done. You wanna come and show me? This one is yours. The next one is somebody else. Whoever wanna send me, that one is gonna be yours. Guys, you see all those nice bubbles? You see how it's bubbling up nice? That's what you wanna see when you're doing yours. So if you're not seeing that, I don't know. You need either more heat or something. So you wanna see these? You can pop them. You wanna see those? Cause that let you know that it's what happened.
Auntie, please do.
I will. This one is a little thick, so we're not gonna turn it as fast. That's almost ready. Just a few more and we're done. So alright guys, I'm gonna show you something. So this is the other one I made before. This is another one. I'm gonna show you this one. This one is sweet potato. So what I do with these, I freeze them. This one is not sweet potato, regular Irish potato. So what I do with them, when I make a lot like this, I just freeze them. And whenever we want them, we just put them in the toaster oven. Or just leave them out for them to defrost, and then we just warm them up. So this is another one I made earlier. So that's what it is. I'm gonna set up. So what I do, I just do them like this, fold them in a half, fold them again, put them to stand. I'll show you when I'm done. These are nice and hot. Ooh, it's hot, hot, hot. It's feeling hot, hot, hot. These are not that hot because I made them a while. This one is nice and thick. This one is for you know who. This one I pinch, of course, me. This one is a nice square one that I made. I'm gonna skip that one. Get another round one.
Shanti, I love the color of the roti.
Thank you. I gotta take out that one before I burn it. So that's it. Let me take out this one so we don't burn it up. I'm going to take out the bread. I smell it. It's almost done. Just have two more. So guys, this is what it looks like. So all you do now, I fold them. You just take whichever one you want and you dip. We all eat. You could dish it out in your own container, or we could all eat from. It's just me. It's just two of us anyway. So that's what it is. So we don't bother mess up anything. We just eat from that.
So next week, let cuz cook.
Huh?
So next week, let cuz cook.
You want to mash up the show, dog? Yeah? You want to mash up the Suez kitchen before it even gets started? What do you want cuz to cook? Aki and saltfish. I'm going to take these off. So guys, it's always a pleasure having you guys joining me in my kitchen.
Martin, you said looks delicious.
Thank you. I know it wasn't anything major big today, but that's alright. Sometimes a little goes a long way. Just taking it easy. Who said it looks what?
Marjorie.
Which Marjorie what?
Okay.
Hey, Marjorie. Welcome, my darling. And thank you. So we are almost finished. Let me get I gotta clean here. And then that's it. Then we finish. We set up and finish.
I'll just say, hey.
Hey, hey, hey. So that's what it looks like right now. That's our freshly made roti. seem to get this and I forget. Let me take it out. So it's 3. We're only gonna have 1. I'm giving away. I'm gonna do a giveaway. I can mail it to you. You have to give me an address. If you can tell me, if anybody that start watching from early can tell me how many cups of flour, and do not go back and check the video. Tell me how many cups of flour I use and how many cups of banana. I will mail you, if you don't live in my area, I will mail you one of those banana bread. Just send me a private message of your address and I'll mail it to you. So I'm waiting now for the answer.
Chance of 4.
Why you forget it? You think me can mail something to you? 4, but you didn't say how much banana.
So 4 and 2.
1 is right, 1 is wrong. 1 is wrong bang.
4 and 4.
Alright. So Sean, I'm gonna mail it to you. I got to do express so it don't stay long. Is there any other one, any other answer? So Sean got it right. So Sean is gonna get a banana bread. Which one you want? The middle one? So this one is gonna go to Sean, Nico. And I have another giveaway. Oh, no. I promised somebody else I was gonna give it to him. But next week, I'm gonna have another.
Margaret's a 5.
Margaret said 5 what?
Cup.
No, Margaret, it was 4 cups. But that's a good guess. So next week I'm gonna have another giveaway. Whatever I bake, I'm gonna bake an extra one and I'm gonna give it away to somebody that gives me the correct answer. Whatever I bake next week, I am gonna do an extra 1 or 2 and that will be my giveaway. So make sure you're here. Make sure you're paying attention and you listen, so when I ask the question, you get the answer. Alright? And guys, I just want to thank you. I want to thank you for watching.
Chance, better luck next week, guys.
I want to thank you guys for watching. It was a pleasure spending the Sunday afternoon with you. Have a great Sunday. And remember to subscribe to Suez Kitchen, which is SUWELL. I'm going to go slow. SUWELL Kitchen on YouTube. You could follow me on Instagram. And if you're watching me and you're not a friend with me on Facebook, send me a friend request. I'll accept it. So every time I'm on, you'll get the invite. So thank you. It was a ball spending the Sunday with you. So get your final look. So we have regular potato, sweet potato roti, and we're gonna have it with some delicious rundown. Coconut rundown. I'm gonna do this another time. I'm gonna do it where I spend more time showing you. I came on a little too late, so you didn't get when it really was watery and how it came down. But it still worked out fine. Thank you. I love you. And I had a great time today. For some reason, I had a great time. Really great time today. And we are out. Boom!